Assalamu alaikum.
You and I, TD, united
He
on the
can't
team
even
for me.
greet like a regular
Okay,
human
fine,
being.
okay,
He
fine.
has to devolve
okay,
into a degenerate
Okay, fine.
caveman,
Assalamu alaikum
subhuman.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Guys, welcome back to the Halal Boys podcast. We are back. We are here. We are not queer. We are live in living color. Before we get into it, obviously, show some love to the studio if you want to use it. We do live sound. We do, obviously, we offer rehearsal space. All that good stuff. Just, shoot us an email if you want to work with us. My socials will be in the description. His socials will be in the
He
description.
can't even talk properly. He's so overwhelmed with excitement. Look at him. He's sweating through his pants.
Listen.
I'd hope that's sweat. I hope it's not something else. Because, he gets very excited when we speak about Man United.
There's a lot that we have to, and we do not have much time. So
Because he apparently has plans.
I do have plans.
We wonder where he's
have
going.
plans. So I'm going to a timer for it's about 45. We could cover a lot in 45 minutes. Okay. So before we get into it, Aldaf, how are you doing?
Siraj.
How are you doing?
I am good. How are you?
I'm splendid.
How are you?
Splendid.
Splendid. Wow. I thought you'd be ecstatic. I thought you'd be
No,
beyond any
I'm-
form of English that can describe how erect you are for Man United.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna paint the scene. Okay. Last week Friday, I'm sitting here, in the back room, and
Jacking off, probably.
no, I don't do that. I'm sitting in the room and I get a notification from a website. A website called The Guardian.
It's like it's a moment in time.
It is a moment in time, because what was essentially said was that Erik Ten Hag was going to get the sack.
Oh! Wow, he's going into it.
Regardless, listen. This
He's going into
this
it.
is the Halal Boys podcast, but for today, this is the Erik Ten Hag Show. Okay.
Yeah, all 45 minutes is gonna cover Erik, the curvature of Ten
The
Hag's
Erik
head
freaking
and the exact way it fragments
the
light
Erik
off of it.
Ten Hag Show. Okay. Anyways, so we get the news that he's going to get the sack. There are some conspiracy theories regarding Chelsea about all of those things. We can dive into it.
Isn't the other dude Leicester man going to Chelsea? He's at Chelsea basically.
Yeah, but this was before. This was before all of those things.
Okay.
So so we can dive into all of that. But what happened was Erik Ten Hag. It was basically and it was strong reports, and there were credible outlets that were saying that listen, the consensus was that last week Wednesday it was decided he's done, he's out of the job, and then. And what was always said before that was that Saturday's game was going to be is going to be the determining factor on whether he's going to stay or go. And then what that article had then said was, no, that's not the case. Whether he wins or loses, he's gone, right?
Which, by the way, I have to interject, brother. Stupid move. I mean, as it would go on.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still in past tense. 2 trophies in 2 years. That's quite brilliant for any manager. I mean, Alex Ferguson did not do that in his first 2 years.
No.
So,
look,
yeah.
and here's the thing: it very much well could still happen, right? We are hearing that the tide is changing at Ineos, but it very much well could still happen. So regardless of that, what I'm sitting and thinking about in that moment is Friday night, day before the final, like a couple of hours before the final, and this news drops. And you just start to think, holy freaking hell, what is happening? What are we doing? Come Saturday, the game. What a freaking beautiful display of a bold derby that we have seen. Derby, I should rather say. Oh, it was fantastic. Listen, for United, we can speak about City. I mean, we've always had reservations about these certain City players.
I just want to say sorry to interject quickly. City has no fans. Their parades are dead.
No.
I mean, we're gonna go more into it.
Yeah,
because we can't go an episode on the Halal Boys without making fun of Manchester City
listen.
and mentioning Dwayne The Rock Johnson, but that comes later.
We are going to be like Amrabat. We are going to cover every single piece.
Another bold man. I mean, listen. bold men have been winning. Bold men have been winning.
Yes.
And Liverpool have clearly picked up on this trend. You know, John Henry, the man, the people associated with, you know, Liverpool ownership, obviously know these things. You need a bold man in today's day and age to succeid. And that's why we have Arne Slot. And can I just be real? That song is quite addictive. And
He hasn't started it. He has the best managerial song. I'm sorry.
Yes.
He has the best managerial
already
song.
kicking off his campaign to an incredible start.
Like the thing is,
the order is just different. The thing with bold men.
The thing is, I low-key want Slot to do well just so that we can sing that song.
The song gets more sung.
Yeah, so that the song is warranted.
That made sense.
Yes, no.
Okay.
So that the song is warranted. I hope he does well. But yeah, the game. I watched the whole game. I didn't get to watch the game live because I was busy. But I caught like the last.
I wonder if he'll be busy with the same busy that he'd been busy with with the game.
I had a giga triggerfish. Sorry to burst your bubble. I had a giga triggerfish.
Oh, so that would insinuate that the busy tonight is clearly
not a gig.
Something else.
Yeah, it's not a gig. Anyways, because
it's a person.
No, it's not. Anyways, what I was gonna say was I missed the first half, so I didn't get to see the goals live. I watched the game back. I watched the game back yesterday because it's on YouTube. In fact, you know what? FA Cup. If you want to watch the video, link will be in the description. We are promoting. Anyways, and can I just say again, a dazzling performance by United. Look, everybody. I can't isolate one player for having a bad game. I think they were all completely on it. Even some of the guys who I don't necessarily consider my favorites. I thought, you know what? The game that Rashford had, based off of he just came off from an injury, is not necessarily, he doesn't have his sharpness up to 100. But the game that he had is,
he actually did well.
He actually
did well.
That's all we want from him.
And you know, I have to cut you off again. That's all he'd actually need to do.
Yeah.
In a Ten Hag system.
Yes.
Just do what he did.
Just keep on rolling.
So yeah, honestly, while Siraj is busy, you know, with the behind the scenes.
Okay, just keep going.
Okay, yeah. While Rajesh is busy with the behind the scenes, you know, you guys are graced. Don't know what's wrong with my Inglacio. You guys are graced with my beautiful, beautiful presence. And while I may make the clothes look beautiful, it is these extremely green, bright green yet dirty Crocs that actually complete the fit. So, yeah, go out and get you some Crocs. They're nice. Also, in other news, I'd just like to say, again, Arne Slot. Extremely happy. Again, getting a bald man with such order, with such boldness. I mean, have you seen his head?
Okay, dude, I'm gonna be honest.
That didn't work.
No, the camera is just not filming. But look,
okay.
What we will do is I have a plan. Let's get through shooting. We can just get the audio, put it on a different platform. Okay. So at some point, there's no video, but we will.
Unfortunately, all that I said did not make sense.
All of that will be heard.
Yes, but I mean they couldn't see it.
They couldn't see
the beautiful.
Unfortunately, one of the more interesting podcasts we are going to do. Well, there probably will be more. There's a summer and a Euros coming. So, but yeah, Sorry for the inconvenience. Anyways. What I was saying is that Rashford performance, it wasn't great, but he tried. And then, he played a part in the second goal, which was beautiful. Okay, that second goal, the everything, all of it. Rashford's pass, Garnacho, Bruno, Mainu, just pure beauty. And then the biggest icing on this lovely freaking fudge sundae is...
That sounds about hella delicious. I think I might get me one after this.
Erik Ten Hag was pressed. Erik Ten Hag was pressed by the likes of Alan Shearer, by the likes of freaking Gary Neville about, the season. And it was an atrocious season. We're going to speak about all the other clubs too. It was an atrocious season.
And to be fair, a lot of the comments made towards the Hag is in some way
No.
true.
Yes.
It holds a lot of weight in a lot of contexts.
100%.
So
We're
he
not.
can't throw his toys out of the cot, but it's understandable why he'd
We're
feel
not-
sour. I mean, these are people who constantly
not-
parade about
but-
how shit he is. So
But what his constant response throughout this entire season was, listen, I don't have my players. Hey, I'm joking. He said, I don't have my players. Hey,
listen, the impression is spot on.
Licha missing. Hey, Varane missing. Hey, but yeah, that's what
You
he
guys
was saying.
probably thought it was Ten Hag next to me, eh?
That's- It is Ten Hag. I'm staying. I'm joking. I wish. What I wanted to say was, he's been telling us, listen, I don't have my players. If I get my players, we can do good things, right? We got two very important players back. We got Varane and Martinez back, and look, pocketing Haaland, which is, you know what? To be honest, this is a hot take. Not a difficult thing to do. I'm being honest. We've seen Van Dijk do it countless times. We've seen Saliba and we've seen them do it.
Yeah.
Can I just say, you know what? I have so much respect for Arteta and Arsenal and what they did this season. I mean, taking Man City so far and doing all those things. I'm not gonna say what you think I'm gonna say. Arsenal had a far more superior season
I
than
knew
us.
you were gonna say that
No.
because you said that already.
No. What I am gonna
We
say is,
discussed that.
I do find it hella hilarious that the AFTV guys were freaking bigging up throwing no to City
listen.
when the whistle blew. They were like, yeah, come on, boy.
The fact that they genuinely thought that was gonna turn out in their favor. I think that just shows their delusions.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Yeah, so I mean, there's not necessarily much to say about the game other than the fact that we freaking destroyed them.
Look, that second goal, Mainu's goal, the way you guys passed through City, it was like literally a knife through hot butter. Smooth, silky, sexy. The Hague had you guys moving clean. The passes were good.
Do you know what was...
Everything just worked on the night.
Like, and the thing is, there's certain people that's going to say, oh, no, it's not true. You know, you're going to get freaking through, Jordy. Yeah. Oh! You know, they're going to come with their bull crap. Oh, 75% position. That's not the point. Position doesn't mean win. Okay? Position doesn't... We knew...
Listen. Yo, Mourinho said it best. You can keep the ball. I'll keep the 3 points or something along those lines. Literally, possession means nothing if it's not winning you the game.
Do you know what? We played you guys in a very similar tactic.
Oh, yeah.
Which was just sit back, soak up the pressure. The thing is, we did it so much better against Man City. So much better. We played Liverpool 3 times. Fair enough, we didn't win. I mean, we didn't lose any of those games. But the way we played against City on Saturday was far more better than look.
The levels were there. Levels were there on the day. You could see it. De Bruyne's stamina bar was flashing. Like man's was every shade of every color.
Look,
red.
I bantered a lot of Liverpool fans because a lot of Liverpool fans were rightfully so upset about the United game because they were like, yeah, you know, you guys came in there and played for a draw and you celebrated a draw and that. Rightfully so, 100%. You guys have every right to be upset about that. Thing is, we did the same thing against Man City and we found a way to freaking get through to them. We weren't able to do that against Liverpool at Anfield. Yeah, that was Anfield. I think that was Anfield. We weren't able to do that against him. We did that crap against Man City with the brain in the team, with Foden. Rodri was playing. All of the guys were there. And I'm sorry to say this, but our game plan was to make sure that you guys get all of the ball and for us to take the pressure on, beat you on the counter. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly how we won the game. So again, keep your 75% position, your 80% position, your 16 shots on target. I'll keep the FA Cup. Okay?
There we go.
And to Chelsea.
Easy enough.
Chelsea fans are going to be mad. And to Chelsea and to freaking Newcastle. I don't know why I'm doing this. You can't see me. But and to Chelsea and to freaking Newcastle. Guess what? In 5 years, what are you going to have? A screenshot that you guys finished above us. You know what we're going to have? A Europa League spot and a FA Cup. And
the satisfaction of knocking you guys out of a Europa League spot.
Can I just say this? If you aren't
Chelsea stay losing. I'm sorry, you're the Leicester man ain't gonna make it. He doesn't survive the season. I'm calling it now. Can I
just say this? Besides Man City, because Man City deserve disrespect from freaking Barrow in League 2, right? I'm not speaking about Man City. But if your name isn't Liverpool, Aston Villa, Arsenal, I'm sorry, you deserve disrespect. I'm sorry. Spurs celebrated losing to City, giving up their Champions League spot because they were scared Arsenal was going to take it. Newcastle, underwhelming season, but I wouldn't sack Eddie. Pochettino, freaking terrible season, but there's some people that's going to tell you they had a better season than Ten Hag. I'm sorry, in hindsight, when you have certain Arsenal fans who are complaining about us winning a trophy, I'm sorry to say this, nobody's looking at Chelsea wishing they had your season. No one is looking at Chelsea wishing they had your season. There are some Arsenal fans are wishing they had ours, even though we finished 8th. So again, hold it, sleep with it, cuddle it, take your L and go home. And to Mr. Erik Ten Hag, thank you. You are the best bald man in the league. We will see who's the best bald man next season, because there's a lot of them.
Listen, there's gonna be
there's a lot of them. There's a lot of bald men next season. We will see who's the best bald man. But this season, you are the best bald man. And please, Ineos, if you know what's good, you'll keep this guy on for another manager. It's 2 trophies for United in 2 consecutive seasons. It's 5 for Ten Hag.
Listen, I mean, in the event that the Hagelston leaves, or should I say gets ejected, who?
I don't want it. I don't even want. Exactly. Who did? Thomas Frank.
Ooh, hey.
Pochettino. De Zerbi, who finished 10th. I mean, you speak about Ten Hag, we finished 8th. De Zerbi finished 10th. And people, you have True Geordie. I'm going to do my True Geordie accent. What happened is De Zerbi lost a lot of elite world-class players. Yeah, they didn't lose him to freaking injuries. They lost him to freaking money. How much did Cucurella go for? How much did guys say they'll go for?
Imagine that Brighton team kind of kept on to those players. You have an Aston Villa like team.
But
contending. If De Zerbi was that manager,
they had money to go and they had money to go and strengthen.
Yes.
That's not my fault. That's not that right. No,
that still affects Brighton.
I'm sorry.
Shit. And De Zerbi being shit. And okay, let me not be that harsh, because we both have sang his plaudits.
No, because he is a good manager. He's a good manager, 100%.
He has his moments. He can set up a team well, but I don't personally think he fits a team like United.
He doesn't get you through. Look, the thing is, a lot of and listen.
I'm sorry, I have to cut you off. But Emery, that is someone who gets you trophies. That is someone who would be able to actually.
No, I agree. I agree.
Look, I don't think he's leaving the Aston Villa project.
No, he won't. He won't leave the Villa project.
He's got something very good brewing. Ollie Watkins is looking like an insane player,
and I think Grealish goes back.
I mean, imagine Grealish in that team as well.
I would actually like that to happen. I think Grealish.
But maybe that doesn't actually suit the team.
Maybe it doesn't.
Look at the way the team's set up now.
But I would look. I think
as opposed to when it was Grealish ball.
Yeah, maybe, but. To have Grealish type of player in and around your squad, I think is
nobody's gonna say no, especially when you're an Aston Villa like team, where look, you're good, but you're not that good where you can get the pick of the litter. When it comes to players, you gotta accept what you can get. And Grealish, while he might not be Bayern Munich's first team, he's not gonna be Real Madrid's first team. In an Aston Villa, in a Bournemouth, in a freaking Newcastle,
I would just say this even to the Newcastle fans. I would say sacking any. I said this last week. I think sacking Pochettino was a bad idea. I think sacking any manager at this point in time is a bad idea. Especially, I don't know if you saw, but there is news coming out now, and it seems very concrete that this is Pep's last season.
Listen, with how Pep likes to be all cryptic. I am closer to leaving next year in 2025.
Yeah,
or some jazz like that. Listen, he could have just said, "I'm considering leaving."
Do you think? I'm gonna ask you a question. This is a Liverpool question.
Oh, I love it when it's all about Liverpool. We love it. Let's go.
Do you think that if Klopp had known, he would have stuck around
What's this?
If you had known that
That Pep was gonna.
Yeah.
No.
You think he still would have gone?
I think he still would have gone because then it's still another season. Look, remember this. Klopp knew he was leaving the season that just passed.
He knew in November.
Yes, he knew. So you can imagine where his headspace was at, where his mind was at. This wasn't something that was going to just spring up on him on the day. You know, obviously he was emotional. Things got emotional. It's to be expected. Man's touched the club in an insane way.
He said something.
P30 levels of touching.
He said something very interesting though.
Okay.
And you can rectify me on the quote if I'm wrong. But he said something along the lines of, "I'll always be here for the club if the club needs my help."
I also saw that.
So do you think that there's a reality where he comes back?
I look, when I think about that, I can think about it in two ways. Short term, I think it'd be more akin to, you know, a more my words are slipping me now, but a more backseat approach to things, you know, where he's more in the shadows with it, or, you know, like not an assistant coach, but yeah, I like a technical director, something like that. You know what I mean? I could see him taking on a role like that. But when it comes to actual management, I think he's gonna take a step back for a while, because I don't think he himself would be this excited about Slot if he thought it was going to be a short-term program. That was one of the initial thoughts that kind of got me to accepting Slot, is that Klopp himself wouldn't be this enigmatic and accepting of the situation with it being Slot. And he's not the type of guy who's going to be like, fuck Liverpool. He's not going to do that. He loves Liverpool. He loves the people. It's a beautiful bond there. So I don't think that he definitely would have expressed himself if he felt that the club was the club was going to someone he didn't feel would be up for it. So,
but I mean, look, a lot can happen in a season, and
always,
and the way the Premier League has been and the way certain clubs have been performing around the managers, and that, you know, the lifespan that certain managers get is so short, because you have certain fan bases who are so fickle. And I'm not even speaking much. I'm speaking about Arsenal, right?
You know what?
Do you think that there's a reality? Sorry to cut you off, but do you think that there's a reality where maybe things don't work out with Slot, and he gets the sack, and Klopp comes back?
No, at least I wouldn't see something like that happening over like the next 5 years. I don't think I'd see that, because Klopp genuinely looked burnt out when he said, "I'm burnt out." He didn't look like he was looking for an easy way out. He looked like, okay, I actually need to just chill. I need to rest. I need to just vibe, you know, with my success and my family and enjoy myself. I don't even think he's going to take the Germany job if it opens itself up, at least for another year or two. I think he's made it clear he would always like to step up to that job, but I don't think it happens any time soon. I think he genuinely just wants to chill.
Do you know what my problem? I'll tell you what my problem is.
What is your issue, brother?
I can't accept that he doesn't come back to European football. I just can't.
You see, I'm glad that my Jorgen has touched you in such a beautiful way, because he has cemented himself.
And he's got time.
He's not that old.
He's not
if
old.
you look at how old Ferguson was, if you look at how old
freaking Hodgson.
Listen, Hodgson is in a league of his own. Man is in a league of his own. He was probably managing at the time where Bayern Munich had a different logo, if you catch my drift.
Yeah.
Like, he is a relic.
And James Milner was probably there too.
Listen, Milner was probably a star freaking player. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I'm just saying, you know.
Milner was a youth.
I mean, like, the thing is, if he does go, like, and if he's actually done out, look, obviously, nobody, unless you like an elite manager, an Ancelotti, a Ferguson, or a Wenger, nobody will ever be able to replicate what Klopp has done. And at least, look, the thing is, especially if you look at this current state of the Premier League, where you have certain people who are cheating their way into winning trophies.
Listen, I have to cut you off. I would actually love to have you know, if you could have had like a little multiversal monitor and you see different outcomes of having those managers having to go up against the conglomerate like City to just see the outcome, to just see what happens.
I'll be honest
because
with
I mean, and I use the word conglomerate because that's what it fucking is.
I'll be honest with you. I think Ancelotti and Fergie freaking destroys Man City.
You think so?
Yes.
You see, that's the thing.
I think Ancelotti and Fergie does it. You know, I even think definitely on the day freaking Wenger's Arsenal destroys Man City.
The thing is this. Destroying them in a game is one thing. Beating them in a league is another thing.
Listen, Klopp's best Liverpool side. How much was the point gap from Man City?
It was a massive point gap. But City fell off in that season. I think the point gap could have been more than 10.
It can happen. And what happened the season after when they won was Liverpool fell off.
Yeah,
because they lost Van Dijk. He's lost Van Dijk for the whole season. So,
but you see, that shows you the most beautiful aspect of football is the randomized chaos.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. I'm talking here about Klopp. Motherfucker can decide 2 months into retirement, I'm bored. You know, I actually miss the boys. I miss Kloppo. I'm Kloppo. I miss Virgil. I miss Trento. Yeah, I miss my Robo.
Like,
he loves football. He's a very passionate man, and he's very passionate about his football. So we're talking like this. Nothing stops him from making that decision in the next 5, 6, 7 weeks. I actually want to come back, and I'm sorry, Liverpool. It's not you.
Yeah.
I want to try my ability somewhere else.
But here's the thing about Klopp. Klopp is the type of guy that...
Can I just say this? I know a lot of people... I have to cut you off. A lot of people were saying, Klopp to Barca, whatever. Barca unironically got an extremely good manager in Hansi Flick.
Yeah.
In the Hans, you know. I don't know if his style of football meshes with Barcelona's initial blueprint, their initial DNA for how they like to do things.
Yeah.
But in some ways it can, because it's both crisp, clean, beautiful football. So in that ways there are similarities. I'm excited for that. Do I think they're gonna do anything to Madrid? No.
Not this season. Not anytime soon. Not anytime
At least
soon.
not for 2 seasons or so. Because I mean,
I think
Mbappe, Vinicius.
I think Barcelona and
Rodrigo.
I think Barcelona's
Jude.
Barcelona is very similar to a Liverpool and United to me, where I just say, you know what, you guys need to stick with your manager for a bit.
Yeah.
Pick somebody,
but you know what?
And stick
Barcelona
with it.
Are similar to a Chelsea.
Yeah.
In the sense that, and even a United, in the sense that they're very short-minded with their managers and they expect immediate results. I get it. You guys are full of hubris because we're Barcelona. We have Lionel Messi. We had the GOAT. We had the alien, the greatest player ever. And it's like, yeah, so what? That happened. It's not now. It's not going forward.
No.
That's the thing about football as well. You can't get caught up in the nostalgia because it's a sport that gets played in the now.
Exactly.
You can't judge. And look, if you're gonna look at things at a broader perspective, if you're gonna take a step back and look at legacy, like concepts like that, yes, you include the whole career. You include longer than just what's happening now. But when you're discussing current affairs, you need to look at what's happening now.
Yeah.
And current affairs, Barcelona have not been the best. I mean, Yamal, brilliant talent. But for Barcelona to rely so heavily on a 16-year-old?
Yeah.
That's practically haram. That should be pedophile.
Look, what
behavior.
I will say for United, I would say getting a number 8 is important. We don't want to go 38 games relying on Maino. We know how good he is, but you don't want to be doing that. Not to somebody who's that young.
Yeah, burnout, crash out.
If he was 22, it's a different thing. But he's so far from that.
Look at Pedri. What was it? Was it last year, 2 seasons ago, where he played 70, 80 games this season?
Yeah.
What?
Nah.
And then, normally under that stat, the people posting that statistic would have a picture of him playing for Spain, where you see him look so sunken and dead. Like, man's looks like Iniesta at that point, and he's like what, 21, 22? Like, again, you can't. He's probably even younger. I don't even know. You can't You can't do that to young players. You can't.
Bro,
you
I'll
can't.
be honest with you. I'll be so freaking honest with you.
Jessica Alba during Fantastic Four
No.
was probably the hottest woman in existence. Yes, you're gonna say that, and I agree with you.
No,
She was
that's not what I was gonna say.
marvelous,
Do you know what-
angelic
do you know what I'm gonna say?
creation sent by the divine
Do you know what I'm
itself
gonna say? Do you know what I'm gonna say?
to ascend humanity's concept of beauty.
Listen. Do you know what I'm gonna say? I still want Frankie de Jong. Listen.
When I say all United fans are delusional,
I'm not saying he's coming.
People know.
I'm not saying he's gonna come.
my brother Rajesh over
I'm
here.
not
If you
saying
can't
he will
see,
come.
I'm very sensually stroking his leg.
I'm not saying he'll come.
I think he himself is one of the most deluded.
Ow.
And only because he is that pure of a United fan. And I give him I applaud him for that.
No.
Because he is that much of a United fan. He is that lost in the sauce
Dude.
that's just how it is.
Dude, I'm not saying
Frankie de Jong. That's like me saying, I'm still hung up on Nabil Fekir. Can I be honest?
No.
And listen, before you say anything, that is one thing. I saw a comment on the video. Why nobody asked Jurgen Klopp about this during like the, while people ask him questions and all that jazz. What happened with Nabil Fekir? Because that man was in a Liverpool shirt. He was pictured in a Liverpool shirt. He was a Liverpool player. It was going to happen, and then it just didn't. And then we all just acted like it never happened, and we accepted that Naby Keita was fine.
No, but
No, we no.
but
you gotta just move on. You
No,
gotta move
listen,
on and look at
if I look at
Mainu or something. I don't know.
But I've just said I don't want to rely on Mainu this season. The thing is, listen, I heard the freaking frauds on the kickoff speak about how Rasmus Højlund's season didn't go the way he wanted to. Brother, he scored 16 goals.
Yeah, what more do you want from him?
He scored
He's like what, 19, 20, 21?
Exactly.
And he broke double digits in his first season.
He scored 16.
Come on.
He scored
That's
16
objectively
goals,
a very
right?
good season.
And here's the other thing, like, he was brought in to be a backup. We had targets for our first choice. We had Nunes, we had Gakpo. Guess where they went? Because guess who acted quicker, right? This is what I'm saying. Like, these guys, they don't...
And at the same time, who is the more attractive looking club? The more attractive looking option?
100%.
I mean, that has to be a factor in it.
Dude.
And at the same time, that's also maybe not a factor. Or you know what?
But
maybe the way you base it. Or not the way you base it, but what your criteria for what an attractive club is to the player is going to differ. Because to players like Casado and Navia, Chelsea were the more attractive club.
But if we're being honest with ourselves, like, it was strongly reported that both Gakpo and Nunes were interested in the United job. The whole thing was Liverpool
You guys didn't act.
Liverpool acted quicker. Kim Min-jae wanted to come. Right, you wanted to come, maybe I look. I don't know what has happened with Kim Min-jae buying. Maybe it hasn't been great, but I'd rather have him than Johnny Evans. And I'm not
any day.
And I'm not
There's something you can work with.
I'm not.
He doesn't need to be the finished product, but for what he is and for like how old is he?
I don't know, but I'm not even saying that Johnny Evans was terrible this season. No, Johnny Evans is one of our freaking most solid centre backs.
Johnny Evans was probably, apart from Maguire, your most solid centre back.
Okay, Johnny Evans.
And I'm sorry, I'm not including Varane for the like 5 minutes of game time he played because he's class, and you need to look at the contribution to the actual team.
Johnny Evans won a Champions League with United. He's the only player. Yeah, he's the only player
with United.
Yes, he was playing first during the first. No, I don't know if he won a Champions League. I'll fact check that, but he won a Premier League. He definitely won a Premier League.
No, he won a Premier League with Leicester, wasn't it? He was a part of. I think he played for. Was it Leicester or Chelsea?
It was Leicester. It was Leicester.
The memory.
No, he won a Premier with. He won a Premier with us. He won a Premier with us. He was at our club when Fergie was there. So I won't look. The thing is, Johnny Evans, club legend, 100%. He gets to finish off his career winning an NFA Cup. That's brilliant. Or he's at least his stint at United. I'm not saying. Okay, I'm not even saying necessarily Frankie, but somebody like Frankie.
Look, do you still think that kind of mold is what United needs?
Yes,
because obviously,
if you're gonna play a 3-man midfield like the way we have, I would even give Amrabat. I'd let him stay. That doesn't have to be first choice, but I'd let him stay. For me, the thought of look, because we're gonna play. We're playing Premier League next season, Carabao Cup. We have a FA Cup to defend now, and we have Europa League. Sorry, Chelsea.
Can I be honest, Matt, to cut you off quickly. To be honest, I think it works out in Chelsea's favour better because they stand a better chance at winning the Conference League than the Europa League.
Look,
so I think it sets them up nicely.
Do you know what actually
getting a trophy?
Do you know what actually gets the last laugh? Arsenal, because all of us bantered the Conference League saying, "Oh yeah, they made a tournament for Arsenal to win," and now Chelsea's sitting in it, and Arsenal's like freaking baked in the Champions League. Yeah, now they're good. But yeah, so we've got all these competitions that we're playing, and I just don't think the responsible thing is to have Mainu be playing in all those things. And Ten Hag's going to want to pick his best 11. So
but
I'm saying that you need somebody. You need even somebody who's not old but slightly older to. I mean, like just to take Mainu under his wing. And also, you want somebody with that winner's mentality. I think Varane was such a massive difference to us in that final. You just need somebody like that. Yeah. So that's why I would like someone like a Fringy. Do you know who I would rate? And this is an unpopular opinion. I don't care. Sort of. You can kiss my rear office. The quality or the type of player that this person is, the ability that he has when he has a good game, is someone like Keita. I know that he was inconsistent, but when he had a good game, he had a very good game.
Look, I agree with you there. I mean, there were games, and I'm hypercritical of Keita because I'm upset about the whole project turned out. But he did show moments where I think he had 1 or 2 games against you guys.
5-0, it was brilliant.
Where he was actually instrumental in how things ticked and how things move.
He scored and he assisted as well. He was brilliant in that game. I was so upset because he was so good. I think look, it's a pity that things didn't work out for him in his career, but I mean, I wouldn't ban the club for signing Naby Keita. When you look at
because the skill was there,
the attribute, everything was there.
Everything was there.
I wouldn't. I mean, and shocker. People make bad signings sometimes. How many times didn't Pep sign a keeper before he got to Edison? He signed a couple of keepers that didn't work out, right? Calvin Phillips didn't work out.
Listen, can I be honest? I'm not sure. I don't want to say. Don't say Calvin Phillips didn't work out. I am convinced Pep bought Calvin Phillips to keep him from being purchased from by other clubs. I'm convinced.
But what about Nunes?
Same. Mateus Nunes. He probably did the same thing. I forgot he played. Same.
I forgot about Nunes.
He should have. Oh, not he should have. He most likely bought those players because he thought, you know what? These are semi-good players with capacity, ability, potential. Screw other people getting them. We are gonna freaking hold on to them, and on the off chance that they do look even more promising, they break into the team. But chances are, no.
That's my problem with Mans. That's my problem when I speak about Man City's transfers.
Catch you, brother. Pep is notorious for ruining certain players.
So there you go. Right. So that's what I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, like, look, what I would like what I would like this club to do, and anything can happen. Next week I could be complaining that we actually freaking got rid of the manager, but I would just like us to back this guy, and freaking let's start talking about transfers. We have 2 right wings that we have to get rid of, and let's work on getting freaking rid of them. Okay. We got a bunch of midfielders that needs to go. We got a bunch of centre backs that needs to go in. We got a bunch of centre backs that need to come in. We need a left back. We need a right back. There are so many other things that we should be speaking about.
This is the same conversation that has been that's been discussed in and amongst United fans and fans for the last couple of years. Nothing's changed.
Can I just say? United fans, especially all you freaking Ten Hag outers, the turnaround, the flip-flop, it was beautiful. Freaking Rance and Bents, Saeed, I freaking loved. Well, not Saeed that much, but all these other guys that, when we won the trophy, this is football heritage. This is heritage in it. In it. No, my guy, the only other person to win 2 trophies in 2 seasons was Mourinho. And you wanted him sacked too. I want him sacked. Right? I don't want to hear about this. Okay. Oh, a day ago you saw celebrating. Hey, we're getting rid of this manager. The next day he proves you wrong, shuts you up. It is so funny how, like, the Liverpool fans who I speak to when it came to this Ten Hag brigade, all of Liverpool fans are more level-headed than you guys.
No, because we don't have any emotional attachment to anything regarding it. Like, I think it's Liverpool is comfortably at a point where we don't need to really worry.
Liverpool, like, I think Loz had such a brilliant video about Ten Hag when we lost the City game, and he was also hopping on about, listen, I wouldn't read too much into this. This is still progress. There's a bunch of losses, but this is still progress. There's unfortunately certain people who, again, we spoke about them yesterday. These freaking AW fanboys. They watch football through TikTok. They want to see a smoke show.
Before we talk about those dumbasses, look, I think also why a lot of Liverpool fans will give you a lot more leeway is because we've been there. We've been at that rock bottom. We've had to claw ourselves back. We've had to trust the process.
Yeah.
Liverpool knows what it's about to be shit, and then claw yourselves through mid-table and then back into contention.
Liverpool was trusting the process.
We know.
Liverpool was trusting the process before it was cool.
Before Arteta was shamed for it.
Yeah.
We were trusting the process FC.
Liverpool did it first.
We were trusting the process FC.
Yeah, so and here's a metric, right? And then we can move on from this. But here's an interesting metric, and because I've taken note of this.
Oh, lovely, of course.
So, Mark Goldbridge, right?
Golder, yes.
Yeah, Mark Goldbridge. I like Mark Goldbridge. I listen to him every morning while I have my coffee. We speak about United and things like that. Do you know who hates Mark Goldbridge the most? As Man City fans, for obvious reasons, he constantly...
Go City! Yeah. Oh my god. That sound on TikTok makes so much sense whenever you see a City title parade or City fans storming the field, celebrating like, oh, they are so robotic. They can never escape the allegations. I'm convinced City fans are all AI.
Yeah.
They're AI amalgamations that are being put in front of us. Has anyone ever seen a City fan? No, you haven't. Exactly.
Okay. Has anyone ever seen the same City fan 10 years ago? That's the bet. That's the loaded question.
Did they exist?
Sorry. But yeah, so City fans hate Mark Goldbridge for obvious reasons. And United fans. Some United fans will go on record and say that Mark Goldbridge is the worst thing that ever happened to Man United. Just let that, a fan who speaks about Man United is the worst thing that happened to Man United. Not the people who's in charge, the people who's making bad transfers, the players who are playing terrible. Sometimes the manager makes bad decisions as well. No, it's the guy who plays FIFA, the guy who talks about United, the guy who just gets rumors from Fabrizio Romano and then speaks about them online. That's the problem. And we should get Greenwood back. And we should bring back Sancho, because Sancho balled in that one game.
Listen, Greenwood did win Young Player of the Season.
Yeah, cool. I don't care.
Did he win? Did he win it for the? No, he didn't win it for the league. I think Jude won it for the league.
Yeah.
No, didn't Jude win Player of the Season?
Listen.
I know Greenwood won something. I think it was for the club.
Do you know when?
Not sure.
Do you know when Jude became goated? When he freaking had that encounter with Greenwood. Yeah.
He must have walked past him. Got the cold water. Shiver me timbers.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, okay. To put the nip in all of this, for a long
nip, or as I like to say.
Oh goodness, I can't keep that in. What I will say is, I absolutely adored football this week. I think it was absolutely fantastic. I think the roller coaster of emotions.
Until Arne Slot comes into the mix, I will not pay attention to. I have not been paying attention to anything that's been happening.
Man,
that's all I'm saying.
The next season is going to be very interesting. I'll say this again. The only time you will hear me bantering Liverpool is if we are 2-3 points behind or ahead of them. Look, if the two of us are challenging for the title, this podcast is not.
If things look
competitive.
Things look competitive. It's a completely different story.
This podcast is no longer civil. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put a little table in between.
Yeah, it's no longer
civil. We're gonna be throwing a whole lot of shit.
Yeah, it's no longer civil. right? But whether we are doing well and Liverpool's not doing well, or whether it's the other way around, which is most likely going to be the case, no. I don't know. That's loser crap. That's loser crap.
But you know what?
That's
Can
AW crap.
Can I be honest? I think that feeling is a bit universal for most people where, okay, you can banter someone, whatever, but if it's your rival and they are doing objectively better than you, you know it doesn't feel the same.
No.
Whereas if you were on equal footing competing, or if you were doing better, then yes, the nips are erect.
Yeah.
The soul is on fire.
Yeah.
You know, things are just
100%.
Amazing. So
100%. So
yeah, I think I agree with that notion, and I think most people will. It's only AEW fans.
It's only AEW fans
who wank off to keep
Sabian. Listen.
That was beautiful.
We are actually out of time, but we'll let's prolong for maybe another 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I actually have a problem.
Wow, let's. Siraj has a problem.
Yeah,
Since when?
So when
what would the most critical creation of the Lord, have a problem with?
I have and this is wrestling based now. Sorry, the last part of the podcast is gonna be wrestling based. You can't see me, freaking John Cena. So yeah, sorry, that's my timer. What I will say is, there is this notion, right? Okay.
Oof,
so what happened?
Let's go.
So let me explain what happened. On Saturday.
Before Siraj explains what happens, Tamaf, I got a neural image in my head. A neural image of Jade Cargill walking through the door to the studio, taking me by the scruff of my jacket, grabbing me, intimidating me, sunning me, and freaking judo throwing the living daylights out of me. Yeah, no.
Jade Cargill is absolutely...
That is a woman.
She's absolutely...
Ladies and gentlemen, please take note. If you want to know how to attract a man,
she wins.
The Jade Cargill route is foolproof.
She wins at everything.
99% of the time, it works 100% of the time.
She wins at everything. What I was going to say was, so over the weekend, you had 2 wrestling pay-per-views, I think, in the same weekend. I think the one was on Saturday and the other one was on Sunday. Obviously, because of the FA Cup final and because of my gig, I didn't get to watch King and Queen of the Ring live, so I watched it the day after, right? And you had AEW Double or Nothing on the next day or some jazz like that. I don't know. And then you had a whole bunch of journalists, and my main problem is the journalist guys and the freaking wrestling YouTubers and the social media content creators who base their content off of wrestling. I love some of them. I think some of them do fantastic work. Santi, Wrestle Talk, Weezy Blonde, for an example. Listen, here's my problem.
I'm listening.
I have a problem with this notion that tribalism shouldn't exist in wrestling. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Ooh, can I be so transparent with you? I think anybody who knows you could see that coming 3 blocks away.
No, but here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. Coming off the bat of that FA Cup final, feeling that that adrenaline, that I'm sorry, but I think the notion of watching a football match to see a good football match is dumb. I'm just gonna tell you that now. You don't watch Liverpool and Man City to see some good football action. No,
you watch it because it's your team. You want to see your team win.
Exactly, but hook by crook, you don't care.
Yes.
Right? In fact, I would love it more if you won because of a last penalty.
Okay, but can we admit, having such a mentality? Okay, I don't want to say it's a bit privileged, because it makes sense if you're gonna be emotionally invested in something that is that is within a competitive context. Why would you not initially want it to succeed? But I think it is also a bit privileged in the sense that there's a literal shit ton of football clubs in existence. Not everybody's gonna win. Not everybody's gonna win meaningful things. So what about those fans? Look, obviously they'd want to see their team win on the day. Even then, look, I'm not saying I disagree with what you're saying. Even then, they're watching their team not because they want to see their team play good football. No, they're watching their team because it makes them feel something. It ticks them.
No.
It's the pulse that moves their heart. You know, that type of shit.
100%. But it will look. Nothing feels better than that win, even if it's a win on the day. Look,
Yes.
To be fair, we thought we weren't going to win the FA Cup. We thought that 4-3 Liverpool game was the best we were going to have all season, and that is something that I would have taken with me. For years to come, was that, you know what, we knocked Liverpool out. This Liverpool side,
Club's parade.
yes, this Liverpool side that is dominating the Premier League at the time, because you were. That's what
Listen, you guys offset our momentum.
There you go.
I'm sorry, as a Liverpool fan, if you don't think that loss against Man United altered the course not only of our season but the mindset of our players going forward during the season, you need to watch things again.
So that's why I'm saying there was certain like there's certain moments that happen in football, but it's all based off of the win. Okay,
yes.
Right? I mean, 27th of August 2021, we beat Man City to signing Ronaldo. That was a win. It wasn't about the player. It was the fact that, you know what, we got one of the greatest players of all time.
Ronaldo chose us ahead of you.
Yes,
that's kind of what it is.
Look, and the reason, and to bring it back to wrestling, and the reason why I feel this way about pro wrestling, is because these guys were telling you, you can just watch everything, right? These are the guys that are calling this crap a sport. I'm not delusional enough to think that this crap is a sport. Okay, if you're gonna tell me to suspend my disbelief, okay, fine, yes, it is a sport. But then guess what? I'm not gonna tune in to watch AJ Styles have a good match. No, if he freaking gets tossed around for 90 minutes of for bulk of it, but then one phenomenal form and he wins, I'm celebrating, right? This notion. So pick a lane, right?
Look, you know what? In that sense, it makes sense why there'd be division within wrestling entertainment, because you have so-called purists who want to watch the flippery flips, Kip Sabian, 5-star Dave Meltzer, Chalkov, masterclasses. There are people who want that, and there is a product for them. So there's something for them. They can have their own little world. For people who want more of an entertainment aspect behind it, you want storytelling, you want storylines, you want something more gripping, you have that as well. So everybody's happy. But
here's the thing, and the problem isn't like the problem isn't. And again, I'm not even going to criticize AEW fans for being AEW fans. You like what you like, okay? I would maybe tell you guys, look, if you like AEW, there's a good chance you're probably watching freaking whatever else is on there. PWG, I don't know if they still exist, but any British independent, you're freaking watching New Japan. I would request, go touch a little bit of grass, please. Just a little, right? But, I mean, Altaf, throughout my childhood, there are certain moments in WWE television that I can call back to. Jeff Hardy winning the belt the first time, AJ Styles winning the belt the second time, and now this year Cody Rhodes beating Roman. I mean, the amount of backing that Roman had. I mean, you saw some people literally cry because they wanted Roman Reigns to win. Grown men wanted their favorite to win, and when he lost. The day after, they spoke about how, Cody's ass, Cody's this, Cody's that. And I know exactly why. It's not because Cody's ass. It's because he beat the guy. Yeah. Right? So,
and to a lot of people, the ceiling that Roman kinda left at, they obviously gonna think Cody's not gonna do that.
Yes.
They're gonna think Cody's not breaching that.
So, but it all comes from, like, listen, Backlash 2024, AJ Styles, Cody Rhodes, one of the greatest matches this year. Great main event, fantastic, absolutely loved it. Do you think I watched that from an objective standpoint? Absolutely freaking not. When Cody, who's also one of my guys, when he beat AJ Styles, you know all the amount of copium that was coming through my head? Cody's not even that great. He's no AJ Styles. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
And I wasn't meaning, I was being serious. No, I was genuinely upset that Cody beat my guy. Right? My GOAT. The GOAT.
But that's what makes it gripping on a level that makes you want to tune back.
but
You
this is
root for the characters.
But this is what I'm saying. I don't understand how we can't like and you know what? There's a sector of people that want to sit online and argue about which promotion is better, right? Sometimes I
yourself
sometimes I take part in it.
included.
It's fun. Listen, it's fun, right? Sometimes I take part in it. Sometimes I.
His definition of fun is getting to what verbally assault some poor AEW knobhead.
Listen,
you know, that's his
like you know
perception of excitement.
like you know what
sicko.
you know what we can end off here, but so I don't know if you saw, but Dominic and Liv Morgan ended off Raw by kissing each other.
Ooh.
Right? And then some AEW fan posted it on Twitter and he was like, the Triple H's bad booking of the women's division needs to be studied. And I laughed, right? Because I was like, you know what? I get it. But it's not true, right? This is coming. Listen. Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch, and Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, and Becky Lynch has been the focal point of Raw. The same Raw that has CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, Jey Uso, star-studded group of people. The focal point of Raw has been Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, and Rhea Ripley, and rightfully so. But there's one part of the angle where Liv Morgan kissed Dominic Mysterio. Freaking hell, how lucky isn't Dominic Mysterio? But anyways, that's besides the point. Right, this is one part of an angle, and this AEW fan grabbed onto it and went with it. I respect that. Listen, there are some Arsenal fans who are speaking about but finishing second over FA Cup is better. I respect that. Some Chelsea fans are saying, but we finished the one. I respect that. Yeah,
people need to make their own happiness.
Be tribalistic.
People need to make their own happiness when it does not exist in reality.
And I'll end off here. I sound like a Jummah Imam. And I'll end off here. Because I really have to get going. But what I was gonna say was, a lot of these guys were telling you should be watching everything. Are wrestling journalists, wrestling YouTubers, people who make money off of this crap. Do you think we have time to sit through 3 hours of Raw on a Monday night or on a Tuesday morning for us South Africans? Do you think we have time to sit through NXT on a Tuesday, Dynamite on a Wednesday, whatever the Balls comes on a Thursday, Friday on a SmackDown on a Friday, freaking a PLE on a Saturday, and then an AEW pay-per-view on a Sunday? No, nobody has all that time to consume so much freaking wrestling. It doesn't work. You know, ETV in local television, we used to get 1 hour. In fact, we used to get 30 minutes because half of it was ads. We used to get 1 hour SmackDown, 1 hour of Raw, and sometimes whatever was playing, Velocity, Superstars, or SmackDown, whatever. That's what we used to get, right? So, yeah.
I have to cut you off, brother, but I think in that, a nice way to look at it is, it's the same with people, and your presence. If it is something that is easily given, if it's something that's easily obtainable, if it's something that's constantly, around, the value depreciates. Because guess what? Whether you want to admit it or not, your pea-brain little monkey here inside with the two little discs that claps like that, it gets desensitized. And irrespective of how much you like things, if you're gonna be feeding yourself that much, AW constantly, there's gonna be some type of burnout or some type of I just don't. Whereas when you have it in these doses, in these little doses, guess what? It hits so much harder. It builds actual desire to I can't wait now to see this match. I can't wait to see this outcome. It builds desire. Same with people. Just look at it like that.
People might get excited to see Keep Sabian, but that's all the time we have for today.
Raj has a booty call
Thank
to go
you
and
so
attend
much.
to.
Thank you so much for listening at this point.
Yeah.
If the audio should be coming out pretty
Voices
soon.
for we got voices for radio, faces for TV. So
there you go.
Whatever we can supply you with, I'm sure you guys will
with
love.
all that jazz, socials will be in the description. I would have promoted a gig that I had over the weekend. Unfortunately, that gig is no longer happening. So, whenever I'll be on the stage, you guys will be the first, well, probably the last, depending on when